Hello everyone. Well, we're nearly there. Three more packets to go and we will have seen the whole of the 31 days of December from Gummiapan. Number 29, I did take a peek, so I know what is in this. I'm sorry this is coming to you later. Some of them I managed to, over Christmas, I managed to pre-record so that you got them early on the day that they were supposed to be there. But since Christmas, I'm afraid I've been doing them actually on the day. So here we've got a plant growing from a seed. Isn't that lovely? Gummiapan do the most amazing flower dies and quite small and incredibly intricate. So let's do as we always do and cut it out and see what we've got. Let's bring this in just a tad. Okie dokie. Just wondering how to do this. But the one thing I did think when I first saw it was a piece of burlap or a piece of hessian, as we call it over here. Oh, look at that. Isn't that fab? Whoa. Just look. The detail is absolutely beautiful. I don't know what kind of plant it is actually. What would it be? I don't know. I often pull out acorns that have done this from my garden. I don't know where the oak tree is, but some creature must deposit acorns and they start to grow. And I don't want oak trees in my garden, sadly. So I pick them out. But I'll do another one, and so I can stack it to make it a bit more robust. And have an idea. I'm going to colour it with markers. I think I'll do that. As there's so many little bits that are going to be different colours, I think I'll probably use markers rather than inks. Put my dye up there. Got my notice, keep checking your watch. Oh, I will try, honestly. And a few complaints from people that they can't see what I'm doing, and I do apologise for that. It is my fault, but I don't know. I'm not a techie-minded person, really. Although I'm the tech whiz in this house, my husband hasn't got a clue. Can't even change a printer cartridge. Anyway, here we go. These delicate roots, just look at them. You may not... The thing is, if I come in, I might forget to go out again. So I'm going to stay as I am just for a moment or two and see how we go. When I start to colour, I might bring it in a bit. Now, look at the size of this. I hadn't actually cut it before. I did take a peek at the die. But I thought a rectangular card, but I wasn't sure which of these two sizes. I've got a 5x7, that's inches. That's the larger one of the two I've got on my table here. And the other one is the sort I make with half a sheet of A4, which I cut down the length and then tent fold, you can see. That would be my whole sheet of A4. Okay, so let's have a look. I think the smaller one, don't you? We'll have the smaller one this time. I've done quite a few of the 5x7s. Now, if I want to put a piece of burlap on behind it, I've got a piece here. This is what it comes from. It's DCWV. What's that? Is it Do Crafts? I don't remember, but they're each in an envelope, a sheet in an envelope. And this one is a fairly close weave. I have got some more that are more you know, a looser weave. But it doesn't matter what weave you get. If you cut it out, you will get fraying. Unless you do what I did here, and that is put a piece of double-sided sheet on the back. Sometimes I take it off, Sometimes I leave it on. It depends how I'm going to treat. If I want it to be raised, I would leave it on. If I wanted it flat to the card, I may well take it off. Some people say they use like a glue round the edge to stop it from fraying, but I find that a bit messy. I'm all for, I mean, if anybody's going to get in a mess, it'll be me. So if it's the least messy technique of doing it, then that's what I'm going to do. So I've got some double-sided sheet here, but before I do that, I need to decide what size I want to have the back. Let me have a look. Where are we? This is the one, I think. Let's take a look. Get this where I can see it, and then do I want one of these? I don't know if those are... That's not bad, actually, is it? Leaves a good space around it. I think I'll do that. This is a press cut die, I believe. I have several sets of them and I absolutely love them. Somebody said they wanted to see a picture of the rest of my craft room. You would die 1,000 deaths if you saw the tip that I work in, because I've got just so much stuff and lots of it just gets deposited on the floor while I'm... That's not long enough. While I'm working, and then I have a clear up at the end. So let's have a bit of this. This is Stick It double-sided sheet, and it has, the backing is in 3 sections on the back of the A4 sheet. So you can take it a bit at a time. I never know the best way of getting this off, to be honest, so that you leave all the sticky where it's supposed to be. Let's see. Put that on the back of there. I'm going to give it a bit of a rub over with my brayer, just to make sure that the adhesive is on the burlap and not on the sheet. Okay. Right, now I'm going to die cut my frame. Get a bit of this off so I haven't got too much wagging about. There we go. Try and keep it level with the weave. That's another reason you get a lot of fraying, is if you've got little bits that are slightly off square. I think that's it. I'm going to stand up and have a look. Yeah, I think that's it. Right. And there we have a beautifully crisply cut burlap panel. Sometimes you may want to have, you know, the frayed edge, and I often do that. I often have a frayed edge. It adds a bit more interest, but this time I thought I would just be you know, a bit more precise, a bit more... I thought sometimes the frayed edge would detract from the image in the center, so I quite like that. So I'm kind of getting there. Let's get these bits out of the way. Put that die up on the magnet for safekeeping. Right, now I think I want to try and use... Remember the other day now what have I done with it? I had some a spray that I think this is it, that I mixed up from some indigo blue luscious pigment powder and water in one of these, I think they call them perfume spritzers. I got a whole bunch, about 15 for oh, I don't know, they were cheap as chips on Amazon. And you can mix up any of these pigments in them to make shimmer sprays, your own shimmer sprays. I've got one that's got bleach in, I've got one that's got water in, I've got, you know, I've got loads. Eventually, sometimes the nozzles get blocked, but to be honest, they're so cheap, it really you know, they're almost disposable, but I have had some for a very long time. But what I have a fancy of doing is having a spritz of this sort of behind this panel. But I don't want it right over everywhere, so I think I'll try using a panel. And then if I don't like it, I haven't ruined the whole card base, but we'll just see. So I'll cut a panel. This is a 1/4 sheet of A4. I've got my, this is a Framelits rectangular die, and I think it's Sizzix, and it fits British sizes, and it is, I think it's called Rectangles 2, because our sizes are a different shape, different proportion to those in the US. The US ones are shorter and I think just a tad wider. I'm not absolutely sure, but I know some US dies I have to adapt if I possibly can to fit British sizes. Okay, so I've got my panel that will fit in there. Looks to me like this card base is a tad off. Let me just sort it. I had some card that was just slightly out of square. Never had it before. Let's try again. The important thing when scoring your card is making sure that the corners are actually together before you score it. If you score it and they're not absolutely together, then they won't ever be exactly together. Okay, there's my card. I've got a few marks on the back of there, but that's fine because I can use the panel over the top, can't I? Perfect. Right. Put that away for the minute. Now, I want to try doing this spray. I will do it in my spray box just to kind of protect things that are around. And I just want I don't know how it's going to turn out. Perhaps I'll try it on a bit of scrap first, just to see what the effect is. It's very subtle. It's nice though. Just wondering how close to come in. Some of those big spots are quite nice. Let's just do it and see. Let's just do it. Has it got blocked already? What do I think about that? I don't know if I like that. Let's just see. Having sung its praises, and now it's not working terribly well. Let's just see. I think it'll be all right. I'll just try it off. I'm not going to waste it. It's not what it's not what I anticipated, but never mind. We will press on. Just try it. The effect is really quite subtle because it's still a bit damp, but never mind, leave it to dry by itself for a moment while we do the colouring of the sprout, or the shoot, or whatever you call it. Right, now I need a few. Let's have a bit of sort of neutrally colours for the... Don't know if I can get these out without knocking the camera away. Just made it. For the actual seed itself. Got some paler one. Don't know if I can get this out with it. Oh, got it. They're right behind where the camera is malingering. Let's have a slightly darker bit. What should I use? No, I might use those. Green. So look at that. A little bit of shading. Just go over that with a lighter one just to blend it in a bit. There we go. That looks all right. I'll do the lighter one for the roots. There we go. So what the contrast look on there? I've still got to be able to see it. Okay, it's okay. Subtle, but a bit close. Right, now the actual shoot itself. That's quite nice. A young colour. A young green. What's this one? Oh, that's rather gnarled, isn't it? I think this one needs a bit of first aid. And also needs a bit of alcohol in. Just to revive it a little, let's try. Easy, bit of paper towel. This is just Surgical Spirit. Oopsie daisy. Wrong thing. Put in the pen. There we go. Now, where's the nib? Here's the nib. Pop this back in. There we go. Wipe the desk. And see how we're doing. Oh, that's better. Much better. Okay. It's got like a, I don't know, dried up bits on the outside of the brush. Never mind, it'll do. Right, I'm going to put this on the underside. It's a bit wet now, actually, but it's all right. Just to give a little bit of interest on the left-hand side. There we go. Well, how are we doing for colour again? I'm forgetting. Oh, it is subtle, I have to say. It is subtle. Right, I just need another bit of green just to fill in the bits that I haven't actually managed to touch so far. What about this chap? That's nice. All these different shades just add a little bit of interest, just a tad. Now, in order to make this show up a bit more, I think I'm going to cut another one. I may even cut two and stack it up a bit so that the actual depth of the die cut will make it lift from the background. So, doesn't matter which bit I use because it's going to be underneath. I don't know what's happened to that spray bottle though. It was really kind of bizarre how that went. And the picture's disappeared off my watch, so I hope it's still going. So hope we're still recording. See, I looked at my watch, but I couldn't see what's happening. Yeah, we're okay. We're still on board, I believe. All right, put some glue on this chap. Do you know, it has been such fun doing these videos. I've had a few whoopsies, but on the whole, it has been such fun. And the dies, you know, I just love them. I couldn't have done this. I would have given up long ago if I hadn't loved the dies. But I just love them. They're just so up my street. I can't tell you. I've even thought about wondering if I should pay a trip to Sweden. I've only been to Sweden once, I think, and that was only very briefly on a cruise. But let's have a look at this. Yeah, I'm going to do another one. I'll do one more. I'm wondering whether to put some double-sided on the back of this. I think I will. I think I will, so that when it comes to be adhered to that, it should go on without much trouble. Okay. See, here we go. Make sure that this goes actually on the piece of tape. There we go. I was just looking through the card against my light so that I could check that it was over the double-sided. Right. There we go. I'd like to keep the backing on it for the minute so that I can press it against the haven't managed it. The backing has stayed on there, so what I'm going to do is put the glue on here, join the two together, and then put them onto the Hessian, the burlap. My husband's just come back from swimming. Hear the stairs creaking. Right, put this onto here. There we are. Where's my tweezers? Get it straightened up. There we go. I think that the double-sided tape is probably going to be a bit stronger than micro dots, for example. Right, let's just try and get these lined up. I can press them down when I don't want to press them too hard on my finger because I'll have all the sticky sticking to my finger rather than the burlap. There we go. Right, stick it down. Now I can manipulate a little bit. But do you see that the fact that I've stacked it so many times has helped to make it show up with very similar toning shades? I'll rather care for this. Let me just try and get this root aligned. There we are. They are, aren't they gorgeous? Just look. Right, let's stick with this. Do I want it the other way up? Yes, I think I do. And I think I would like a little sentiment. What I'm going to do to stick this down is I'm going to cut another one of these in just plain card and stick it to that, and then stick both to the panel. Right, here's another piece. I could have cut this from anything, couldn't I, really? It's not going to show, but not to worry. This will do. I'm going to have another play with the spray bottle to see what I've done with it, because it does look a bit odd to me that it's not spraying very well. Right. There we are. My watch is still not playing ball. I'm not taking that off to stick on. I just want it to look a bit more solid, so that's why I'm adding another piece of card. There we go. Just give it a bit more presence, really, if you know what I mean. Okay, that there. Now I need a sentiment. I fancy it on the side. I think, yeah, I fancy it on the side rather than in the centre. So what could we have for a sentiment? I don't know. I don't know whether to do a die cut one or whether to do a... what kind of sentiment would be appropriate, I wonder, with a shoot? A new plant. I'm thinking about my daughter. She's starting a new job in a few days. It's kind of the sort of thing that, you know, she could... I am going on, aren't I? I am sorry. I'm dithering. Let me put this onto the card. Here it is. Put that onto there. That onto there. I quite like those few little spots of shimmer. I'm envisaging a little something to the side. I think it's going to have to be a stamped sentiment. A stamped sentiment. It's a very small one. I've got heaps of those. This is out my sentiment drawer. None of those. Let's try the next lot. That's small. That's small. Those are baby ones. Those are small. Those don't stamp terribly well. Those are small. Those are small. Those. There will be something in this lot somewhere. Let me see. All the best. That's quite a nice one. All the best. I think I'm going to do that. Right. This set is actually lawn fawn, and it's from one of those reveal wheel. I don't know if you see. I'll perhaps do a video on that. Reveal wheels. You make a card and it has some little windows, and you turn this wheel and different sentiments come round like this. They are such fun. I think I'll try and do a video on one of those. Right, I am waffling. Let me just stamp this. I think it's going to have to be in brown. I fancy brown. I could do a Stampin' Up one. Early espresso. Let's just have a look. Let's just look. It's not very good. Has it got a line across it? Has it got a piece of... I think it's got a piece of... And where was it? Across the B? Yeah. There's a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of a hair. Would you believe it? Let's try again. That's better. It's a bit dark, isn't it? I think that's a bit dark. Let me get a slightly lighter colour. What have we got here? Baked brown sugar. That might be nice. Let's try that. There's just a tiny tad of the old early espresso on there already, so it might make a bit of difference. Let's just try this one. Let's see what we think. That's better. Let's try that. Now, to cut it out. That should do nicely, shouldn't it? A little bit of tape. Where's the end? Here it is. Okay, a little bit of tape. And through we go, just part way. Don't have to go right to the end. Okay. And we turn around the die. Whoops, a daisy. Matching the lines. I don't know if you can see this. Let me do it here. Matching the lines. Okay. Put it on this one. Right, and tape. There we go. And just back again, there we are. So here's my little sentiment. There we go. I'll just stick those together and we will be done. Day 29. Whoa, 2 more to go. Thank you so much for watching.